Oh, let me turn
Oh,
this.
I think you got the Discord on in the background.
Yeah, there's some weird thing about that. I always forget. It looks like a.
There it is. We're good.
We're good. John was just saying he got hit by an ice cream truck.
Yeah. You ever back in what was it, 2011? I was in Florida. I was taking a massive dump, and I heard the ice cream truck ring, like the however it goes, going down the street. I run out, and I didn't see it coming. I ran right in front of it, and I died.
Wow.
I'm dead.
You were taking a big dump? Is that part of the story? Really a great part?
For the people who know, it was a old YouTube video I made, and basically I had a little.
Oh, this is a thing.
I had like a little paper ice cream truck on a stick behind a green screen. I was like, oh no! Ah!
So you're referencing a video you made a long time ago. You didn't actually get hit by an ice cream truck?
I got hit by a paper ice cream truck behind a green screen. Yes.
So I was hoping you've finally been punished for all your sins.
Yeah. Christ. Punished.
Christ. Speaking of Christ, hello Disco, and hello special guest. Which name to say first? PowerPCME or YokuRin, or as we know him as Ruben.
Hello. What's going on?
He's all rack focused, all up, depth of field all tightened up.
Nice.
Shouts out to NVIDIA Broadcast. So sick.
Dude, I'm using that too, except it doesn't work. I got rid of my green screen behind me, if you can tell.
Oh wow.
Good though.
Sometimes if I turn certain ways, it'll kind of fuck up. But really the background, the blur they use is so sick.
Yeah, it looks nice.
And the
I like the blur effect.
Yeah, and the new update, you can chain stuff together, which I think is cool. Ooh, it's cool as shit.
I don't use anything to edit my stream. I just use all in camera.
And the disco ball as well.
Yes.
That's real.
I mean, that's his head.
If that's real, once you hit... Oh. I was going to tell you, that's a real disco ball. Once you tap your head.
Oh God, is there a hole in... Wait, how are you eating the banana?
Don't worry about it.
Like how I feel like when you chew, your ball goes like, whoa, 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 whoa. Look at him. You see it?
It's like your jaw moves up and down.
It's pulsating,
Where are you putting that banana?
In the appropriate apparatus. It's none of your business.
The appropriate apparatus.
The appropriate.
What the fuck?
Yay.
The yees. We do be chatting. They announced a new Sonic game this week.
Oh yeah, there's a Sonic Central thing.
Mm-hmm. And they did tell me to play a new trailer during this show.
Yeah.
So we're gonna. So yeah, this is sponsored by Sonic Zap, the new game, and Sonic Colored. So let's go watch that.
Oh wow!
Let's watch that that trailer real quick.
Greetings from Internet USA.
Was that the trailer?
That was the trailer. So I'm glad you like that. Look forward to that. 2021. 2021. Hopefully they can finish the game because we might not be able to, because we've lost our light in this dark world. We hate creativity now, and we're canceling the show. No,
yeah, this is the last episode, guys.
Yeah, sorry.
It's funny to behind the scenes. I was thinking of ideas for like a topic, and I was thinking about Ruben or PowerPC or whatever you want to say. I was like, I wonder if there's some part of like some sort of like transitioning topic about like kind of stopping doing music versus doing Twitch. and like what it's like to like move on or change or burn out or whatever. And then we were pitching like titles for the episode, and it was just like really downer. It was just like, because we have the whole motif of like, help, we're doing something. Yeah. And so we had like, help, we lost our passion. Help, we're burnt. And he's like, Disco was like, how do we do this without sounding like we're ending the show? It's like,
help, I've turned to an anime protagonist, you know?
That was a good one. I don't even remember what we went with. What does it say? Help,
keep
making noises while I look it up.
Help, I'm finding my passion.
Finding my passion. That's what I was like, maybe we can retool it to be like finding or fixing, or so it doesn't look like we're fucking dying or something.
And
yeah.
And that's what we're here to do. We're here to give you tips. No. It's like here to stay, and then your next album.
Here to die. Here to go. I think saying
here to leave.
Here to go is funny.
That's a good album name though. Here to die. I think it's someone to get on that.
Die,
Born
here
to
die.
Stay,
here. Ooh.
That's
Born to die.
I want to name an album. Born to Die. That's what I want to name another album, but I'm not trying to do that.
Born to riff.
Born to riff.
Which is kind of funny because I don't think I've been riffing at all lately.
No.
Wow.
I've been
maybe
off
you've
Twitter.
been losing your passion.
That's what I said. That's what it's something that I've been dealing with too. And I was that was kind of why my head was in that spot. And I was like, who's the biggest give up guy I know but YokuRin?
Listen here.
Well,
listen here.
I just feel we're putting the boy down. You know, we haven't heard him out. You know.
Exactly. I wanted to ask a few things up front, just so people are familiar with what we're talking about. I guess if you don't know, I still consider you, because you'll always come crawling back.
Of course.
PowerPCME. Popular for the Kmart tapes, for that vinyl with vapor, for like aesthetic nights with pad and fiber and stuff.
Oh man, that's where I met
summer.
you.
Mm-hmm. That was
all this stuff. And I'd say a name stay, you know, and then I get what year would you say you posted that like kind of like I'm out thing? A year ago, 2 years ago?
That was like last year. That was last year.
And then you started to pursue like a VTubing thing. I'm assuming that's what you're still doing.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure. You recently announced you were like, I'm going full time. I wasn't sure if you were like doing a different approach yet, or if you were still doing.
Well, I don't make like a majority of my money from the VTubing stuff. I do commissions for music now.
Sweet.
It's kind of like where
that's awesome.
my big money comes from. Yeah.
Exactly what I was thinking. I was like, I'm not entirely sure if like VTubing is his thing, but so let's see, what did I write down? What did you feel when you like had to write like a good, how do you get to the point where you write like a goodbye post? Kind of.
Let me think back to it, but I'm pretty sure it was just like because I was talking to my friends about it when I was thinking about doing it, because I was like at least with vaporwave it got to a point where it almost seemed like stuff was getting really stagnant in my opinion, where it was like, especially during COVID too, like it felt like stuff was about to like sort of blast off with like the live show stuff, but then COVID hit and then none of that actually happened. And then I don't know, I've always felt like, I've been doing vaporwave for like, I want to say it's since 2016, so it's been a couple of years now, like maybe 2015. It's been like 5 something years,
right?
And
I think we're about the same.
It's just been like so long, and it always seems like nothing's really come of it. At least like every time I like someone will like make a post or some shit, and they're like, "Yo, top 20 vaporwave albums," and it's always like the same top 20. Yeah, and I'm like, okay.
And then you get like those standouts, and they come out of nowhere, and they like all of a sudden they're on the list, and you're like, "But I've been here for so long. Like, what the fuck?"
It's like really, it's almost like disappointing sometimes when it's like, because I don't want to shit. Like all those albums are really good,
right?
And I really like them too. Those are good albums. There's nothing wrong with them, But like when people come into the scene and they're like, "Yo, can I get some new vaporwave albums?" It's like, here's the same 20 that we've been recommending since fucking 2013. Like, I don't know. It's always been like that, and I've always felt like I wasn't really growing when it came to vaporwave, even though like I put a lot of effort into it. In my opinion, I came out with a couple albums. Yeah, I'd say I put a lot of effort into it, but I wasn't getting much back, and I really wanted to like do something because I fucking hated working where I was working, and it was like a whole bunch of bullshit. And then COVID came around, and that my friend got into VTubing, and when she did that, she was like, "Yo, check this shit out." And like the community behind it was like super like hyper about it. They're really hype about it. So check out, like right now with streaming on Twitch, it's really fucking hard to begin with because it's like it's hard to find a community. It's hard to find people who would even come watch in the first place. With VTubing, it was nice because you did it, and then there was a community integrated with it. Same way like vaporwave actually.
Yeah, well, you make an album, you kind of have at least a few people who would click it regardless.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, there was like an integrated community. So like if you're doing something cool, people are gonna come and watch. So like I tried out VTubing, and it was like it actually started going really well, and I was like, fuck it, let me just keep doing it. So for the past year, I've been doing the VTubing thing. So it's like it's nice too because like I had to get ready for this face cam whole thing, right? Usually with VTubing, it's like I fucking roll out of bed, I do whatever I need to do, then I just come here and then I have my face track and call it a day. But with this, like I gotta take a shower, I gotta do my hair and shit. I gotta make sure I look good. Wow. I took a shower. Well, I was actually out earlier, but I took a shower. You know, I gotta look my best or whatever, you know. But that's one nice thing about VTubing too. And then also it's like people kind of focus more on like your personality rather than like looking at your fucking webcam or whatever. Yeah. A lot of that stuff is really nice. But mostly like the integrated community is really sick, in my opinion. There's not much like that in terms of Twitch. But that's why I sort of did that. And then to come back to the original question, which was like, why did I do the goodbye post and why did I leave? Look at that. That's a little sticker right there. You got it. But why I left Vaporwave was it's straight up. It's just like, it just kind of felt stagnant. It just felt like I would release an album. It would do like okay or whatever. We'd like sell like records and shit. And then it'd kind of just like disappear. Yeah. Like no one would talk about it ever again. It's like, well, that's not why I wanted to make music. I want to make music so like people will talk about it. Maybe someone likes it. Like I'm really appreciative so that like people are like will be like, yo, I love your fucking Kmart album or whatever, or like people be like, yo, I love this track. Like a lot of people like the Daybreak song on Numeric Growth, and I'm really appreciative of that. But it's like you get a little bit of that, and then like everyone stops talking about it, like, damn son, what can I do?
I mean, I feel like part of that is part of like the music making process. You can't expect to just make one thing and then, you know,
absolutely.
Unless you make like a masterpiece, you know, unless it's like, you know, something that, you know, just catches the zeitgeist, you know, it's going to be out. Like you put it out 6 months later, you know, people are on to the next thing. I mean, that's just how the internet works these days. And it sucks that you can't really, you know, put an album, wait on that for like 2 years like they used to.
Artists would normally tour with it, I assume is like what they would go do now.
But it's like you can't even do that even, well, I mean with COVID you can't do that, but with small indie artists like myself, it's like it's a big ask to be like, yo, let's go on tour,
right?
Because we've talked about it too. Like me and Pat have talked about it, we've talked about it with Alex and shit, and it's like, sure, you could go on tour, but like how many people are going to buy tickets? Like I don't got that much reach personally. Like it's like a big risky thing, you know. Like I would love to go on tour and do all that shit. Like I'm not done making music. I like that whole post is just to be like, I'm putting this shit on pause right now, right? So that I can just like do other things that are
for now, right?
Yeah, for now. Like it's just for now. Like I'm not necessarily going to completely stop making music under PowerPCME. I'm probably going to come back. I have music like I'm working on that I want to release eventually, but I just put a pause for now to see where I can do other things and put a lot more of my effort into, because I straight up just haven't been making personal music. It's just been 100% work. I've just been working on commissions and stuff, and that's pretty much it. And whole time consuming process.
Because I know like the scene is sometimes infamous about like the whole like I'm done, I'm moving on, but like a lot of people don't stick with it. They say that when they're in the moment, and then like almost 1 month later they're back. Dan, Tupperwave. I can literally. I gave Tupperwave shit once because he posted the thing about retiring, and then he posted just like, new merch, new music, and all this shit. And I was like, what the fuck is this, you retired ass? And not like, you're not retired. Like, I do think it's like, it's hard sometimes when you're in the moment. Maybe it's like, this is what feels right. Like, give it up. But like, I do feel like there's some sort of like, people want that like attention of like, oh, don't go. And then as soon as they get it, they're like, okay.
And to be clear, I mean, I'm happy that Tupperwave is.
I'm happy
still making music.
I'm not happy that anybody has left. I mean, I'm trying to think about like who's
who
actually
left.
Like said they were retiring, like because a lot of people just go AFK.
Yeah.
They just stop. I mean, like there's no like written message like, hey guys, I've got it real hard right now, no more vaporwave.
I do feel like if you do make a post, it's almost a guarantee that you'll be back. But if you don't and you let it fizzle out, that's how you know someone's dead.
I mean, like you look at someone like Luxury Elite, she went AFK for a couple years,
And she
Oh
didn't
my
say-
god, yeah.
like she just sort of dropped off, and then she came back out of nowhere with the new music, and it seems like she's back here to stay. I mean, like
What?
Here
Here
to
to stay. Hey, everybody.
but I mean, like it's weird how like I feel like a lot of older artists, like not older artists, like artists of yesteryear have made a comeback in the past like two years.
Yeah.
I think Lux is one of them. Even Eyeliner to some extent, because he had By Now, and then I think he was doing other things. He's got like real work,
Right. Yeah, I definitely think there is like a revival. Like sometimes people will go. Then again, I just saw, like we just said, like if you make a post, you're coming back, and now these people never make posts and they're coming back. So it's just like you're never truly gone until you're like dead. Like I feel like anyone can come back and be like, I'm making a fucking album.
Yeah, I leave tomorrow, and then 20 years from now, I come back. Hey guys, SJW2 guys.
I wonder what in 30 years we're gonna see like Iacon new album, like just someone who's been gone for so long. And I wonder, like,
Skeleton album coming out 2048.
I mean, it's just like, at least with me, like, because you mentioned Burnout too. I was definitely feeling burnt out with just everything, and then like, because before I did that post, I was kind of going full force trying to make another album, and like I have like it's like 60% done, and I have a whole concept for it and shit too. And like around then like I just started feeling hella burnt out. Like I was trying to make tracks for it and shit, and I'm like, dude, I'm just making the same sort of shit. And I want it to be different. Like every album I've come out with has been like fundamentally different from each other, which I like. And I wanted to, like, the one I was making, it's just on the back burner right now. I'm still, like I said, I still plan to make it, but that one is so fundamentally different from the other ones too. And I kind of like that when I do come out with stuff, a lot of people are like receptive to it, and they're like, "Yo, that's cool. You did something new." And I really appreciate that. And like, but there is a certain point where you just hit a fucking straight up brick wall, burnout, and you're just like, damn, what do I do next? Or like you go into Ableton, and you're like, damn,
what am I gonna do? Like away from it, and you're like, that was fucking nice. Like you're like, you'll spend a day with your friends, you'll spend a day doing something else. You'll be like, man, I could never fucking go back, and I wouldn't care. Like I think that's what I'm feeling right now. Is that I've been like playing games with my friends, just going to work, like. And I've been making little videos about us playing, and it's just so fun. And it's like I don't know, I'm like having fun like subtitling stuff, and it's like I could never, like right now the feeling is I could never make a song again, and I would never fucking care. Which I know isn't true, because the second my brother showed me some like new song that was like bumping, I was just like, oh, hold on, okay. Like I got that feeling back. But it's a weird thing, and it's kind of hard to see the other side when you're in the moment. And I was saying it's not necessary. I wrote it down that I'm like, it's not all necessarily some sort of depression, because I think that's another thing. Because if you're like depressed or whatever, and you got like anxiety issues and like life's getting all fucked up, it's a little different than being burnt out from like a passion. You know what I mean? Because that can affect everything.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like just repivoting yourself towards a different kind of creativity.
Try something else.
Absolutely.
Because it's like I want to make music, and now I'm learning how to do like more video stuff, and eventually I'll probably go back, but then I'll also have that to like work together with it, and then it's like you can, because if I never took the time to learn anything else, I'll never kind of expand.
Yeah.
Just still being creatively active in some way or form, I think is good.
I do think that with me, like the worlds don't really collide, where it's like World of Warcraft funny moment, and then it's like vaporwave. It's like nobody from one camp wants to listen to the other camp.
You know what? Do a WoW themed vaporwave album.
I made a
Oh my God.
theme song. I literally did.
Yeah, but the
Earthworld
whole
did it.
Now do an album.
That could
Do a whole
hit.
album. You know, I don't know anything about WoW, but I'm sure there's a couple of vaporwave WoW fans. I'd be like,
I did
wow,
post a
that's
few
cool.
things on Twitter, and some people they thought it was funny. And that video honestly has like more views than any song I posted on YouTube. So
Wait,
Yeah,
wait,
your
which one?
top clip on your Twitch is a WoW thing.
I wonder what it is. I haven't looked at it.
It's World Zero Mythic First.
Oh, yeah, that went like not viral, but it kind of popped up. My friend put it on Reddit, and it's kind of a joke.
I'll do it.
Yeah,
That'll do it. Right?
I'll do it. Yeah, and I include vaporwave in it, and it's like I'm not like, I still like it, obviously.
It's not completely off-brand.
Yeah, I mean, it's still like, if you still like being funny, like, or like if you like the personality of whatever I do, it's still there. And then plus I'm trying to make it so it's not like you have to play the game to get it. You know what I mean? A lot of it's just like banter and stupid shit we're talking about during the game, but not like, oh, cool kill, bro. Maybe a little bit.
You're like the Game Grumps and less like Markiplier, you know?
Sure.
That's a sentence.
I'm just using like NVIDIA Shadow Blade of just like, was that funny? Cap it. Put it in the fucking 5-minute video. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Well,
Wish I had an RTX card.
Sometimes.
speaking of like the crossover, did the vaporwave ever cross over like the YokuRin stuff, like, and vice versa?
Absolutely not.
See that? Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely not.
That's what you feel.
Absolutely not.
Is it gonna scare the hose away? I mean, you know.
I mean, it's more like the vaporwave people don't fuck with the VTubing stuff. I don't think. Not like they fucked with the streaming stuff in the begin with, but like, yeah.
Ooh, my hair looks really fucking weird for a second there. Which is funny because like Macintosh Plus or Vector, they basically VTube now.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think I don't think a lot of vaporwave people like to tune into streams to begin with. It seemed like, for at least with my streams, whenever I stream with normal face cam and shit, I'm like, yo, I'm doing music stuff here, like come check it out. Not a lot of people really hopped over anyways to begin with. So the crossover between people who like listen to my vaporwave shit and then watch my streams is like, there's not really any crossover. There's definitely people in the VTuber community who have checked out my vaporwave stuff and have liked it, but not the other way around usually.
Yeah, definitely. Like you definitely see that. Sorry, Disco, go ahead.
Yeah, Vectroid, Strawberry Station, Marino Tilde.
Yeah, Mayor's doing that now. Yeah.
Yeah, VTubing.
I do feel like
you to some extent, you know.
Yeah.
I'm like a cyborg. I don't know. I'm like half VTuber.
Hybrid VTuber right here. Where did you go?
Hybrid VTuber. Yeah.
Hybrid.
I definitely do think that like with Disco's ability to like edit clips and stuff, it makes it so even if you're not there, you get to experience it, and that helps it. Obviously, it helps it pop off even more. I bet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, making it accessible to to people.
Because I was
online.
So I was talking about like us, and it was like we used to hang out like every week and do all this shit, but now it's like we kind of do our own thing individually, and then kind of meet up for this, which I kind of think works better personally. because then we actually have interesting places to be. We're not all coming from fucking some sort of Snatcher Tetris stream. And that's the only thing. That's the only people I've talked to.
I do miss the VHS stuff though.
Yeah, the VHS stuff will have to come back.
Yeah, that'll definitely be making a comeback at some point in the future. I have been trying to get a stack of tapes. They're not in frame, but
and
I'm getting a stack of tapes.
There is nothing wrong with Tetris, and I do love to just like hang out. But I was telling John off before we started. It's like I haven't been on stream in a while, his stream at least, because like I find myself getting really into something on Sundays, and it's like I don't want to stop just to like go to a stream real quick because I feel like I'll lose it after that. Because then after the stream, I'd have to go to bed, then I'd have to go to work, and then it's Monday or whatever.
Yeah, I feel you. Mm-hmm. No hard feelings.
And I never go to disco stream.
Yeah. You didn't even join my server because you're.
I didn't join it yet. Yeah, that's true. I saw that. I thought you posted it, and fucking every server I'm in, even our personal one.
Yeah, you know what? I gotta hustle, and you know what?
I'm trying to think. I feel like at some point, we've all probably felt some sort of like, I don't know. I guess some sort of. I should be in the Montem server.
You're not.
I should be.
I
was in the wave pool.
You're actually banned.
Ooh.
I don't think you're right. I'm not in the Montem server. I also don't use Discord servers like that though.
Like big ones?
Yeah, like
huge ones?
I mean, like, I just feel like you get lost in it. If you're a fan and you're having fun, that's one thing. But I've joined so many of the vaporwave ones, and it's like, sorry, I'm not trying to talk to kids.
I like a lot of I can think of like Utopia District as one Discord server that it great community, but like sometimes it's hard to keep track of like everything.
Yeah, I read mine, but that's why it's kind of slow, and I like that because I can read it all. And if you want to talk to me, you can.
Yeah, you're slow, so it works out.
Whoa, what the fuck?
Damn.
Burn.
Sheesh.
Well, I also was going back to streaming and stuff. Ruben, what inspired that? You said like your friend told you to get into it, but what inspired the character? What inspired YokuRin, the name? What's the backstory? Does he have a backstory?
There is a backstory. There is actually a backstory. So, I think originally I came up with a name. It was basically like what happened was so I had this name. I was like going to do like a side project where I was going to make like ambient music like 3 years ago, and I had this name called Shinrin Yoku, which was like it's Japanese for forest bathing, and I wanted to make like a weird side project where it was just like ambient music that's like inspired by nature or whatever. I made like one track and never did anything ever again. I just like left it there, and that was like 3 years ago maybe. And then, like, fast forward to last year, I was like sitting at a Discord call with two of my friends who were like becoming VTubers at the time. I'm like, I should, if I'm going to do the VTuber thing, I should actually like give it a try and like actually go full force streaming. Because like, if I like half-ass it, like nothing's going to come of it, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it, I'm not going to half-ass it. I'm going to go full force. And I was like, all right, well, you need a name. And so like I took that old name, which was Shinrin Yoku, and we like thought like different ways to like flip it around, because like obviously it's like a popular term, so we had to like figure out how to like remix it almost. So we were like, why don't you take the end of it and then like remix it so it was like Yoku and then Rin, and then we just slapped it together like that. Like the name doesn't mean anything, it's just the remix of the term forest bathing, which is just like a concept that I kind of like. That's it. There's nothing too deep about that. The character itself though was my friends were messing around with a software called Vroid, and while they were like messing with the like Vroid and figuring out how it works, I was like, "Yo, can you just make me one? Like, make me a character or whatever." And so my friend, her online name is her stream name is Runa on Twitch. She like drew the eyes, and then like came up with a color scheme and shit. So it was like orange and black, and then my friend Austin like put it all together in Vroid, and that's how we came up with like the first character like that, and it was super like scuffed, and it was like they just started like understanding how to use the software, so it like looked very like basic and default, but it was like the first character that we came up with. So that's how like we came up with the base design of it. And then as time went on, we just kind of like sat down and thought, like, I was just thinking about like more shit you could add to it. So it was like we added the whatever the fucking jacket because I like the jacket. There's like a Shelter t-shirt because I really like Porter and I really like the Shelter music video and the song. So we're like just put on the t-shirt or whatever. Like while streaming, for some reason, we came up with the ramen thing. I don't even remember how that came about.
Oh, ramen
there's like
gang.
yeah, we call them ramen gang, but I guess I was like one time like a year ago I was talking like hungry or whatever, and I like the only shit I have in my house is ramen or something like that, and it was like, Joe, go make the ramen. Anyways, I think that's how that came about. So then we the little ramen bowl design got added to it and shit like that, and eventually the whole design came together, and then I had someone like commission somebody to actually make a real model from it, like a professional person who actually knows how to do that shit, and they actually made the current model that I use now. That's pretty much the most of the backstory. I'm probably leaving out a lot, but like that's pretty much how it came about. It was like very, very fucking quick. It was like super fast paced, just making shit and starting to use it. Like usually like VTubers will have a thing called a debut, which is like a fucking high value, high effort, like almost promo scheme, which they go on Twitter and they're like, my debut stream is June 26th or whatever. And then they'll show like a little video or something like that, and they'll be like, this is the person who made my model and shit. And then it'll like, if your model like looks cool or some shit, it'll blow up on Twitter. Tons of people, like hundreds of people come to your debut stream or whatever. It's like a whole like almost marketing ploy. And I never actually did any of that because it was like fast paced, quick. And we just made shit and I just started doing it. I never actually like, planned any of that. But yeah, that's pretty much how that whole thing came about, at least with the design and the name and all that jazz.
Yeah,
Interesting.
Yeah,
I like to lurk in your stream sometimes. Like, I speaking of ramen gang, you do cooking stuff on your channel. Have you like? I mean, do you have experiences? Do you have any like experience as a home chef beforehand? I mean,
no, I just like cooking. That's the only reason we started doing the cooking thing. I was just like, I like cooking and I like watching. There's a streamer named NMP Lol. His name is Nick, and he lives with this other streamer, Soda Poppin'.
Oh,
and they'll just like Nick will do like really high value streams with him and his girlfriend, where they'll just like stream their kitchen and they'll cook shit in the morning. And the only thing that I liked about it was like they're just streaming cooking, and I just sat there and watched. And I was like, this is kind of entertaining. To be honest, they're just
It's fun.
like. Yeah, it's just fun. It's like it was fun to watch. Those two are like characters. They fucking fight with each other all the time. It was like fun to watch. And I was like, why don't I just take the recording the kitchen cooking aspect and just fucking do that same thing and just go cook in the kitchen and like fuck around and talk with people. That's actually something new that I came up with too. Is I started doing like interviews with other VTubers.
that's good.
But they're not really like interviews, but they are like I'll ask some questions and shit. But it's mostly like. We just talk and then I'll like cook food. Like
Yeah,
that's the whole concept of this show.
Have you ever watched Code Miko?
Yeah, I have watched Code Miko.
Code Miko is like the ultimate kind of deal with that. I do feel like
she's crazy.
Her interviews are basically like Space Ghost. They're barely interviews.
Yeah, but she's crazy though. She's done some crazy. I remember when she like first came out.
Nuts.
And she was just like doing the like when she first came out and I first saw her stream, literally she had like less than 50 viewers or whatever, and we're like a lot of the VTubers were just like, yo, look at this is crazy, because her tracking was insane. It looks so realistic.
Looks real, yeah.
Yeah, it looks super realistic. So a lot of people were just like, yo, this is fucking crazy. And then she like got banned twice or something like that, and then she just blew up. Like tons of people started watching her.
I think
she was nuts.
I was actually really surprised because I saw the model and I was like, yo, this looks so good. And then I watched it and it was like, she's fucking funny. And I was like, it's so, no offense to big streamers, but sometimes I'm like, what the fuck? Why does anybody watch this? You were talking about Soda earlier. I mean, fucking, you'll watch Chance and be like, fucking, what is even the point of this shit? Like, but then
Chance is not right in the head sometimes.
Yeah, speaking of WoW, man, like I've seen him be so fucking toxic with shit. Not to throw shade at Twitch drama, but like I'm just always like some of the
he'll agree.
Some of the big streamers, I'm just like, this guy just says shit that sucks, and then he's got like a million views. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, He's very honest. That's what I like about Soda is he's like hyper honest, like sometimes to a fault, but like that's why he'll never get canceled, I don't think, because he's just like, listen, I don't care, and then he'll just say whatever he wants.
Exactly.
Which
That's
is
why
like
I always think
sort
it's
of
bizarre.
admirable.
And same with like that XQC guy. I don't really watch like
XQC.
I honestly like I don't watch the most viewed Twitch streamer that I have watched is Shroud during Apex Legends, because I was like, Shroud is just like chill. He's so fucking good. And but yeah, and like the reason I brought it up because like Miko will interview these people, and like I don't even know who the fuck Pokimane really is or does. I just know the name and that she's like a Twitch streamer. So like my first exposure to her was like being interviewed by Code Miko and just being like absolutely getting just how ridiculous that interview was with like all the shit going on. So it's like fun, and you know, they had like Donkey on and all this shit. So
I'm looking at all the people who I follow on Twitch, and they're all vaporwave people. I mean, I don't watch anybody, like I don't watch Twitch. Like occasionally, like I'll tune into, you know, like again, like vaporwave people streams, like the Skilly's podcast, the hot takes. That's always fun.
Hot Tub Time Machine with Skeleton Lipstick.
And sometimes I'll tune to the 3D Blast stream. I'll tune to the Discoholic stream, of course. You know.
Yeah, we all stream.
We do, all of us.
Yeah, everyone streams here.
I can relate to like, you know, the cooking things, because I've started watching cooking channels lately on YouTube.
Yeah,
like
so do I.
Lucina. Yeah,
They're so relaxing.
Yeah, I mean, I think the core element is just watching something progress to completion.
Mm-hmm.
Woodworking videos.
A lot of the content on my stream is like that too. Like I'll do the keyboard building. I'll do fucking Lego builds. I'm kind of thinking about doing like puzzles and shit. I just like building shit on my stream. Yeah, because it's like fun. It's like I got the top-down view, the camera, whatever, and then like we'll sit there for fucking 5 hours building this one thing, and at the end we got to fucking build. Like it's so much fun to actually like do that.
I think there's a lot of people in the scene who do hobby stuff that I'm like, if you stream that, like I think if you stream dubbing cassettes, as boring as it would seem, I think people would watch in some regard.
Hey, I stream boxing tapes and records up.
I literally watched John box tapes on TikTok, and I just sit there and watch it. I was like, this is kind of chill, actually. This is kind of fun.
I do think sometimes, like, you said you like, you know, do music on stream, and I've done music on stream. I know Disco has, but like, there's a part where if you're making something stupid and fun, it's one thing. But if you're trying to like work, I do feel like you'll start and be all like, put this here, and then eventually there's a moment when you just like don't talk for an hour. And I feel like I always like
absolutely.
The first hour is like packed, like a ton of people show up. They're always like, oh my god, cool, I like this. And then that like an hour later, everyone's gone because they're like, oh, it's all the same song over and over and over again, and you're not even talking because you're trying to focus.
I've had this discussion with my friends because I always talk about like how can I improve my stream and shit, and like I've even talked to people on my Discord and they're like, you should do like your commissions on stream, but like what they fundamentally don't understand is like when you're doing like music work, it's like you have a fucking synth line soloed for 20 minutes and you're looping it. And it's like you're slightly changing things, but not really. And you're like, to you, it's different. You're doing work, right? But I don't think they fundamentally understand that. Like, if you're doing that for 4 hours, like people are just going to get really bored of it, or it's just going to be obnoxious. To us, it's fine because we're used to it. But to like the normal person, the normal viewer, that it's not fun for anybody. That's why I don't like doing commissions on stream as much as I'd like to. It doesn't work out well for the streamer viewer communication.
There's like a sweet spot where it's like the first hour, and then like when you already have a song and you're like doing small stuff to it and like can listen and add stuff. Because there is a moment like we use free samples, and even that I'll try to be all like energetic up front and be like bass line, drum. But then there's a part where it's just like, oh shit, I haven't talked for an hour. Like, I
don't think I'll ever. Oh, sorry.
Oh, go on.
I don't think I'll ever stream making music. It's just, I would first of all, I would just feel embarrassed. First,
that's another. Honestly, even like, I hate backseat people who come in. I remember watching a stream where the guy said like backseat producing is like, encouraged, and I was like, if you ever come into my stream and tell me to like do something, shut the fuck up right now. Because I hate when people come in and they don't know the context of what you're doing. And so I will like make a beat and be like, I just want like a fucking regular, I just want like a 4 to the floor kick clap real quick, because I'm like sampling or something, and be like, oh, the clap's too loud. And I'm like, yeah, I fucking know. I probably won't even use this clap. Like, don't worry about it. And be like, oh, you should pan those. I'm like, dude, this is the first 20 minutes. You gotta shut up.
People giving you mixing advice while you're fucking making a song. Fuck right off. Like, there's some backseating that I appreciate. Like, if, for example, if Alex is on my stream, like in the chat, and we're fucking around talking about some shit. I was doing commissions the other day, and Alex was in my chat, and I was like, yo, y'all remember that Geico commercial with the fucking Rock Stop song on it? And I'm like, this shit slaps. So I went and like looked at the song, and I noticed that they vocoded a break, a drum. Yeah, and I was like, just the intro of the song. I'm like, dude, this is fucking sick. So we sat there for an hour, just like I just made a song with like drums vocoded, and like Alex is like giving me some like suggestions. I'm like, this is good. I'm fine with this.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, if it's a random person, I'm like, dude, don't. Not that it happens often to me. It doesn't happen that often to me, but yeah.
I think the only avenues to making like music production really good for Twitch is either Skeleton Lipstick brought up a great point, is to do like a project breakdown.
Yeah, and which we did that thing where we looked through all the samples I've used. That was fun.
Right. Another way is to make it super like interactive, like have the audience choose samples or something like that, or just like making like a song in 5 minutes or something to make it really short.
I think so too. I also think the better you are at music,
exactly,
the easier it is. Like I'll watch like Disclosure break down full songs or make music, and it's like they already know what they're doing like way more than I do. So if you watch me do it, I'm kind of guessing and checking a lot, so it's not nearly as fun to watch me fucking dick around than it is to watch someone just be like and then just fucking hit.
If you're like a big and established producer, then it's pretty
producer easy.
Like watching Disclosure work is fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, especially since like one of them is on the like DAW and the other one's just like wow, like on the keyboard and shit. It's like, damn.
Their project files are always like mind blowing to me, because like I'll do like my project files are like a little fucking wacky spaghetti mess, or like I'll have things here and there. These motherfuckers have like Ableton fully routed into Logic, and then they like do like some fucking crazy effects chain. I'm like, God damn, guys, what even?
Stuff where I'm like, that's it. Like, I'll admit, I'll like listen to it and be like, that's what your kick sounds like by itself, and then you listen to the full song and be like, what the fuck? Like, like there's like that's all you have. Like your bass line is a synth bass and like a bit crushed real bass plugin. Like that's it. That's all it is. And then it's just like, fuck, damn, they're so sick.
Yeah. The magic is in just the arrangement sometimes.
Disclosure, I mean, I'm
so much sauce, dude. So actually, I've watched their stream once, and I literally like they had a plugin. It's called Gem Dopamine. I saw it on there once. They're like, yeah, it's an exciter. It's really nice. And I listened to it when they turned it off and on. I'm like, damn, that's fucking amazing. And I went and bought it immediately, just like that, because it was that good, dude. It was that good.
I watched, funny enough, a long time ago. I think St. Pepsi streamed, and he had some plugins that I definitely was like, oh, that sounds fucking sick. He has a plugin called Halftime that was basically an auto vaporwaver that would just make songs play at halftime and pitch down, and it was like $10. So I was like, oh, fuck it, and it's cool. I've used it a few times.
Nice. You're just stretching out.
Well, that too, but it's good just to slap it on, almost like just like put it on something just to hear how it sounds.
It's that Halftime works different though, because it'll like instead of just stretching the song, Halftime will like it'll take a chunk and then it'll stretch it automatically. Yeah, and it's really interesting to hear shit like just to fuck around and put shit through it. Sometimes you can get something really interesting at the end with Halftime. It's really it's very different from just slowing something down.
Yeah, John. So why don't you fucking shut?
I can't help but wonder if native instruments have reached out to like streamers to like sponsor plugins or something, because
they have.
They
have I think Kenny Beats I was watching once.
Oh, he's like the biggest one. Yeah.
Yeah, he had a sponsor with Native Instruments, and they did like a whole complete collection thing or whatever.
I think
like giveaway and all that jazz.
I could be wrong, but I always get a pet peeve with Kenny Beats because doesn't he listen to music through like his speakers?
He does.
And I'm always like, how do you not have a better audio setup, dude? Like, how can
I think he does that on purpose though? That I think
so
that's
people
like
don't steal it or something.
Yeah, so people don't like try to like yoink the shit that he's doing on stream. It's gonna sound slightly shittier than having it
That's
like
fair.
played
That's the
direct
reason.
in.
Fair,
Yeah, I
then.
think that's the straight up reason why he actually does that. Other than that, maybe a technical reason would be like just routing the audio somehow, and because I think he uses 2 computers. He'll have like a computer there, and then he streams from his MacBook. Maybe that's like an extra. I don't think it's a good enough reason because he has an interface with
I
like
can
8
fucking
million.
play
I
it.
believe
I
the
don't
first
know.
one.
I don't know, dude.
Probably.
I think it's for sure. It's probably just like an anti-piracy measure of some sort. If I had to guess.
Yeah. What a lot of people link me Kenny Beats like, whoa, fucking sick, and I listen to it. I'm like, it sounds like garbage because like not that the beat, but I'm just like, I don't want to listen to this. Fuck it. It's like listening to a concert through someone's phone. But a lot of people, funny enough, a lot of people listen to like rap music for the verse, which is crazy to me. No, but like I know my brothers like linked me, oh, this is the best episode of Kenny Beats, and be like, why? And like, oh, they like the rapper, not the music.
Oh,
Not that the music.
I do think Kenny, for the reason why I personally like Kenny though, is his flow, his workflow is really fucking fast paced.
Yeah.
Like he'll go in and be like, okay, I'm gonna make this or that, and this is gonna be the sound of it. And then like within 15 minutes, he'll have like
He's done it.
a whole structure. And also his sampling is like fucking crazy. Like it seems simple at baseline. Like he'll just take a chunk of a sample, like an 8-bar sample or 8-bar loop, but then he'll start moving it around and mixing it up like in some sort of weird way. Like I can't even like the way he thinks about sampling. I'm not sure how he's thinking about it, to be honest, because he'll just go into it and be like, it's going to sound different here. It's going to make a new section here. Like it's going to be completely different from the original sample every time he fucks with it. Kenny's like, he's really impressive in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's really, really good. Yeah.
It is. And honestly, this whole thing is kind of like about like burnout or whatever. I do think like a way to like fix this, honestly, is just like talking about it. Like
for sure.
Literally, if you haven't made songs in a while, get together and just be like, oh, remember when we made songs? Yeah, that was fun. Like, oh, this guy makes songs. Listen to that song, and all of a sudden, like a half hour later, just like, ooh, it's time.
Scheming, dude.
It's
the inspiration hits.
I remember. Okay, I'm sorry for mentioning Electronicon for like the 5th time. And, like, but
Let's get brought
Electronicon
up.
was definitely inspirational. And,
Yeah,
like, I was like, damn, I wanted to make vaporwave, but I didn't do it.
oh yeah.
I knew
So
Elton
just
was
what's that
on
new Discoholic album coming out, eh?
True.
Yeah, you can't
When
be
is
burned
it?
out if you never do anything to begin with.
Exactly. June 25th.
June 25th.
Ooh.
Do you have a date?
Wait, for
Yeah.
real?
And it's a single.
Just like that? God damn.
Oh,
It's just a fucking
Abby,
single.
well, you know what? A single is better than nothing. You know, I'll take it.
Hey, hopefully it'll probably do better than nothing. I feel like every time I release a single, it's like nobody gives a fuck.
I think the way to go on like streaming services like on Spotify nowadays is just to release singles regularly rather than releasing like albums every couple years. Just to like, because like I feel like today's like music consumption habits are more geared towards like bite-sized samples here and there instead of listening to a whole big album at once.
I always feel like people much prefer the big album, weirdly. For me,
Yeah.
especially, I think John too.
I think it depends on like
Who you
the
are.
audience, the genre.
Yeah,
who you
well,
are
yeah.
as well.
Also, I mean, like if you're making stuff that's a lot more, that's like more fun and like you just need like a quick like on a playlist sort of thing. If your music works on a playlist, then doing the single thing is great. But someone like me,
Yeah,
it might not work so well. I'm in it for the long haul, the storytelling aspect.
Right.
But,
yeah.
A lot of
doing-
like the vapor scene is like big on like the album experience. I know that
Concept.
for sure. Yeah, the concept.
It is weird. That's another reason about like how do you get burnt out? Sometimes you'll pull out all the stops and release something and it doesn't get anything you want, and then you'll be like, well, fuck this.
Yeah.
And I wrote
That's
it down.
that's where I'm at. Yeah.
yeah.
That's why I think. Yeah.
I wrote down about like your lack of attention. Like, is it okay to feel like you deserve more? And like, do you deserve it? It still sucks whether or not what the answer is. And it's like, sometimes it just blows. Like I think like people I always find it funny with the whole Bandcamp Friday thing and people being all like, I'm pressured to fucking put stuff out, and then I'm like, why? Like, why do you feel pressured to do that? And then I'll like put something out Bandcamp Friday. I'm like, see, it still doesn't get traction. It doesn't matter.
But like to go off of what you're saying though, it's like when you like put a lot of effort into some shit, and then like I think a lot of problem with the scene has right now is like the people who get the most sort of traction and stuff are people who are like they had like one album that was like really good and that really popped off or some shit, and then everyone's just like, I'm just gonna stay on this line every time they release something. They're just gonna share it and share it and share it. I think that's a big problem too. Is like people share like the one album or whatever, the you know how I said the 20 albums or whatever, the
Sure.
top 20 albums. They'll start sharing the same shit over and over again, but it's like, how do you get people to be like, hey, you should check out maybe this album? Like I think even with my shit, I don't think a lot of people even checked it out in the first place, which is hard to like get people to check shit out in the first place. I can't really necessarily say like, motherfuckers, you better like this shit because it's good or whatever. I can't like.
Right. It's
objective. It's objective if it's good or not. I probably made a shit album. Who fucking knows? But like, in my opinion, every time like I would release some shit, it almost seemed like people weren't even checking out in the first place.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you know if you don't like it or not? If you didn't even check it out in the first place, like it just never gets. The reach is never there. Is what it started happening at the end.
You're
in my
talking
opinion,
about,
the
like,
reach was never there.
Like, oh, you should check it out because it's good, or do you not? And it's like, if you and yourself definitely think that what you put out is good, but then you're like, if no one's listening to it, then I'm basically setting myself up to be let down, because the chances of people going, oh shit, you're right, this is fucking sick, my bad, is slim to none. People will probably just go, I don't care. Or you have made something bad and you're basically just setting yourself up to have a bunch of people go, it's actually bad, dude. So it's like, so it kind of sucks.
I can't say I've had that happen to me where it's like,
no,
this shit sucks. Yeah, that's never happened to me where people are just being like, yo, this shit sucks. But like, it's always like in the middle where it's like, it doesn't suck, but also it isn't like fucking mind blowing. So it just stays in the center. It's like, it doesn't really go anywhere. It's like, damn, dude, I'm middled out right now. What am I going to do? So it seems to always happen.
It's so.
I mean, that's not the worst place to be, because there is a way to get out of it. Like, I mean, it's like you have to. You're well known enough that you don't have to necessarily continue like really like putting stuff out every week. Just to dig up to like that next level. It's getting to that level above that can take a while, and it takes luck. Really. Right place, right time, sort of thing. Right person hears it. Like I feel like that is a huge part of it, and I think not enough artists, really sort of take that into account. That luck is huge. I mean,
yeah, very much.
Even the same thing with streaming too. Like I feel like even though it's a fundamentally different fucking format, it's the same thing with streaming. It's like a lot of streamers will say it too. People who are big too. It's like it's almost like 90% luck that like you'll blow up or some shit. It's like fully, which is kind of crazy. It's like, damn, is it really all just luck? And it's like, yeah, kind of. It doesn't matter how much effort you put into your shit.
There's definitely stuff you could do to increase your luck, by being around and just being there. Like, you can't. I know people who are mad about like that they have the feeling that they've been forgotten when it comes to like vaporwave and stuff. And I think I look back and I go, no offense, but like, what have you done for the last 3 years? Like, you haven't done anything. Like, no offense, but you honestly are forgotten because you didn't do anything. And like, that's kind of the thing. That also goes into when you lose your passion. You're just like, well, shit, if I stop doing it, I'll never be able to do. I'll never, like, if you stop throwing your hat into the ring, you'll never have a chance. You miss all the fucking shots you don't take, kind of thing. So it does suck when you
put yourself out there constantly. Yeah.
Because if you're mad that you don't get attention, and so it makes you stop doing it, then you'll never get attention. And it's a place. I'm not even saying that like it's easy to get over, because like I said, I think I'm there now. That's why I wanted to talk about it. But it's just like,
And the other thing is, like, these things don't happen overnight. I mean,
Right,
you know,
exactly.
you guys have all heard of DJ Sabrina, the teenage DJ, right?
Oh, I've heard of him.
Yeah.
DJs.
I was following them back in 2016. I was like, these guys are great. Why aren't they popping off? It took them 4 or 5 years in order to get to the point where, you know, they put out something and like the right person heard it and it popped off.
Mm-hmm.
You know, part of it is luck and part of it is just keeping at it. And, you know, if you believe in the work you're putting out and you believe that it's worth, it's good enough to be, remembered or, talked on or whatever, then the hope is eventually that'll come. It doesn't always happen to everybody, but
I do feel, in the moment when you're popping off, when I'm like super inspired, I can drop everything to work on music. Like I'll drop hanging out, I'll drop fucking streams, I'll drop just like, I am so excited. I like when I was finishing Music Here to Stay, it's like, and recently the show, the cancel party shit. Like when I'm working on stuff, I won't play games. Like I won't do anything else but work on it. And maybe that's like, I think that might add to like the stuff right now where it's like I released an album and we did like the huge URL show, so maybe I shouldn't be like super inspired right now, but at the same time you're like,
I mean you spent like the best good part of like a year and a half working on that album, right? And you spent literally a couple months this year working on the live show. I mean, it's all right to take a break, and I feel like a lot of people don't realize that you sometimes you have to take a break, because otherwise you're just gonna completely burn out,
Well, then you feel guilty sometimes. You're just like, well, I'm not doing anything, or like the break's been too long. Because I was like, we did the cancel party, and it literally feels like it worked. Because I'm just like, oh, well, now I don't want to do anything. I haven't tweeted,
The drive of inspiration is definitely a big fucking factor to like doing something or feeling like you're doing something. Like if you have an idea, like a spark of an idea, you'll sit there and fucking just like go for it because it seems like you're just like, this shit sounds like the best idea ever. But I think even a lot of the big problems, especially with me too, when it came to like making albums or coming up with concepts for albums, is like coming up with that initial concept is so fucking hard and like so like lightning in a bottle or however the term is.
Yeah.
It's so difficult to come up with that shit in the first place, to actually like have something to focus to go toward, that it's like it's immeasurable. That's why it's so like it's so hard to come up with like album concepts and shit like that. And that's kind of like where I struggle too, is I can't come up like very easily with album concepts. They'll just like it'll like slowly come together as I'm doing something before I can get like a full concept going, But yeah, that's something that I personally am trying to work on, is where like coming up with a concept and then following through with it. Just like, it's just inspiration, just so fucking random. Like you literally like, I think it was like a year in between like the Kmart album and Endless Summer. That was like a year and a half, maybe almost 2 years or something like that. Because I couldn't come up with a new concept. I was like, the fuck do I do now? Like, I'm going to make music, but like, like how am I going to fucking continue going with it or whatever? I'm not going to make another Kmart album as much as people want it.
Yeah, you can make a Walmart album.
That's what I meant by Target.
Target. Yeah, but like, people have like mentioned that. I'm like, dude, I'm not going to make another fucking store album. The reason why Kmart worked was because it was like, it was using these fucking samples that were hyper specific to this one thing that got released. It's like, where's the fucking Walmart tapes? I don't what's that even going to sound like? There was an actual like full concept to the Kmart thing that I don't know if people are aware of. That album actually has like a full concept behind it, which is not like something you could just fucking randomly come up with. It's just like it happens. It's just you think of it, you're like, damn, it's a good idea, and then you go for it. It's like a whole thing. And
sometimes like, if you do like lose a spark for a second, sometimes when your spark does come back, you realize that like you're inspired by your lack of spark. Like definitely 2019 to 2020. At the end of 2019 was when I was like working full force in the new album, and then 2020 hit, and it was like just a blow to like everything. And then halfway through 2020, I realized that like there's like a worth to like the whole hype and then crash, and that inspired something new. And that's what the new album is about, is like the whole like hype and then crash. And so it's like maybe you look back on when you weren't working on stuff and go like, I felt something like write a song about it or something. I don't know. So maybe
I think when I do go back to like doing PowerPCME stuff, because I'm definitely going to go back to it eventually at some point. I think when I do go back to it, it's going to be, I'm going to have like a new fucking energy or whatever. Because I do want to, like I keep saying, I want to finish that fucking album. It's going to be, I like it. The songs I already have for it, I really like. But when I eventually do go back to it, it's going to be a fucking whole, I want to do a whole thing, like fucking actually make it like nice and shit. And I don't know. I think having the time away to like just not think about it, not worry about it, has been really fucking nice. To just say like I'm just stopping right now and I barely post on Twitter and stuff, to just put that on the back burner has been so nice, because it's like way less stressful. Because I feel like when I was doing it, I was really stressed out about sort of meeting expectations for myself.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm releasing this album, like I expect people to go for it or whatever. Like this person released this album last month and that shit sold out in fucking 3 minutes or whatever. Like I can do that too. Let me do that. And then when it doesn't happen, it's like your expectations aren't met. It sort of hurts or whatever. I mean, but like I get over it. It's not a big fucking deal. Of course,
sure.
My shit's not gonna sell out, like whatever. But when you don't meet those expectations, like the burnout definitely fucking hits full force. And I think a good way to get away from that is just to like focus on some other shit. That's usually what I do with songs too. Like I'm playing a song, like I'm working on a song and I'm like, I don't know if I like this or not. Save it, work on something else. That's like the fucking best move you could possibly do.
Yeah.
Because you're sitting there listening to it over and over again. You're sitting there stressing out about if this album's gonna sell, if people are gonna like it or not. Fucking stop. Do something else. That definitely like helps out. Like I definitely want to continue doing this shit. I want to do live shows for sure. I don't know if I was talking with Alex about it. I don't know. I need to talk to Pat or something, but like I want to do more shows. Like shit's opening up again. Like I want to go down to fucking New York. I had a dream about I had a dream that we were doing fucking another show with like Pat and Alex and shit. I'm like, dude, I want to do that again. I want to go back down and fucking do another show, because that show was fun. Like people, I think someone hit me up on Instagram. It was someone who went to the show. It was this girl, and she was like I really liked the show. Like I was only able to see your show because like my last subway was leaving just after your set, and I really appreciate your time. I was like, thank you. Like that one person saying that one nice thing, like that makes me want to go back and do some more shit, because that's like that's what it's all about. Like everything else doesn't fucking matter. Like the money doesn't matter. I don't give a fuck. Like having someone be like, yo, your music was like good and like hit me in a different way or whatever. That's what I want more than anything. I that's what I'm saying. Like with like vaporwave, it kind of was feeling stagnant. I kind of wasn't getting that. Like monetarily, that's like one thing where like you go into it, like I went into it knowing I'm not going to make any fucking money. Like I made some money or whatever, but I'm not like expecting to love this shit. But having somebody be like hit me up and be like, yo, I'd like that album. That means a lot to me. Like some people hit me up and say that about Kmart, how like it's very calming and stuff for them to listen to. I'm like, word, that means a lot to me. Like that's why I fucking do this shit, you know?
Yeah.
That's how the new Porter Robinson song, Musician, he's like, I think the lyric is like, just make music and be a hero or whatever. Like why are you crying or whatever? Like why are you whining? But that's kind of what it is. It's just like to be a musician, like to be the fucking hero or whatever. Like you have to come up with the concept. You have to fucking do the whole thing. It's like, it's very stressful. It's taxing. That's what I think. Like the whole thing is just fucking taxing. It's just a step away from it, then come back to it later. It's really nice.
And here's the other thing. You know, some people don't. You don't have to do a concept album. I mean, there doesn't have to be like a full cohesive. I mean, you listen to like some. You listen to LMFAO's party rock anthem and tell me there's a concept there.
What an example.
I mean, you can just make a fucking record. What is the concept of hip vibes?
Suicide. Honestly, I think. I'm not kidding.
Is it actually?
I think that's
really?
what I've heard, yeah.
Holy
I swear
shit.
to God, that's what I've heard.
That's heavy.
I'm sure Fiber will be in the chat in 10 seconds and tell me if I'm right or wrong. But I think
that's the thing. I mean, like if you want to make something that sounds good, there doesn't need to be a concept. It's just if you don't sound good enough, then you kind of have to do a concept because that sort of helps sell each other's sort of thing, But then again, the rest of you guys are pretty good producers. I mean, you guys could just make a bop it album and just put it out there,
Part that I was like talking about, I was like, there's a feeling sometimes that even if people can tell you that you should continue or that you shouldn't worry or like that you're good enough, and it's like, why doesn't it work sometimes? And I don't even know if there's an answer, but it's just like I said, like I don't know, it's weird. It's like maybe you're comparing yourself to other people, but it's bizarre. It's a bizarre thing. I do just think it takes time, and I think maybe you'll end up on the other side of it at some point.
Yeah. I think in a couple of years, I feel like my shit. I feel like in a couple of years, maybe my shit, maybe just people weren't fucking ready for it or something, right? Maybe in a couple of years, some fucking kid's gonna. That's why I like the like releasing tapes and like records and shit. Because maybe sometime in fucking 10 years down the line, some kid's gonna like take my record from a fucking dollar bin or whatever and just be like, "What the fuck is this?" And then listen to it and be like, "Yo, this is amazing. Other people check this out." Like that would be fucking cool too. Like I always reference Boards of Canada and shit, but they're like hella mysterious, and like half the fun of listening to Boards of Canada is like researching their backstory and shit, and like all the meanings behind their albums and stuff. Like shit like that is so much fun. I like to do that for somebody else is like super sick. Like I want to do that for other people, but not necessarily to the extent of Boards of Canada, because those motherfuckers they're on a whole different fucking plane of existence. I don't know how they keep so secret, but like shit like that. Like that's why it's so much fun to make music and do things like that. In my opinion, it's like almost like leaving a legacy, in some ways. Yeah.
Yeah. God, I had something to say, but I can't remember. Halfway through there, I forgot what it was. Something about being bad. No, it's not. Don't feel bad for talking. It was something we were talking about. It was related to that, and I was just listening and going, okay, wait, what the fuck was I going to say? But listening is about listening, not about what you're going to say next, right?
True.
That's not a podcast when that is the worst thing to happen.
Well, what else you got on your little list over there of topic thing? But jigs.
Why are you gay?
Yeah. Why?
Well, I wanted to.
Disco's got something. Go.
Yeah. My issue with Burnout is that I spend too long on music that when I have that spark and I start a song and I'm really well into it, I just can't find that drive to finish the songs. That's part of why, like, I don't have burnout with like creation per se. That's part of why, like, I like to do everything else, like make videos.
Yeah, so luckily, when it comes to burnout, it's never like I'm burnt out on creating. It's creating a certain thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's why I don't really release music as often as I want to, because I spend too long on music and I just can't find that. I wish I could release music more often. So
it's hard to go back to a song you started and like 70% of it's done and you're like, I don't know where to start. And so you'll just listen to the whip and be like, okay, I don't know what to do.
I almost ask, how much of that is the song's not done versus you being a perfectionist?
It's probably an unhealthy or healthy mix of both. It's also like, it also has to do with like things going on in my life right now.
True. I mean, you just graduated not too long ago, and no.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
No, was that this year?
That was last year.
That was last year. Oh my god.
A year ago now. Time flies when you're miserable. But yeah.
I kind of remember what I was thinking about earlier when you're like, oh, just stuff going on in your life. And it was like, sometimes I think what hurts the most sometimes when shit either doesn't work out or you get burnt out is sometimes it's kind of all you have. Or like, you're like, who are you? You're like, oh, you're the vaporwave guy. And all of a sudden you're sitting there like 3 months later, you're like, I haven't made a song. I haven't tweeted about shit. I don't know. Like, what am I? You know, that was the whole thing. And it's like, it can suck sometimes when you're, you're thinking to yourself, like, no matter what I do, I'll have this. And then all of a sudden you're like, I don't have this right now. I have, like, the only thing that's constant that I've done every week is work, and that's not who that's not who I want to be.
You like hit a high almost. Like I feel like let me bring up Electronicon again. Fucking every fucking time.
We should keep a tally.
That'd be so fun. Go through
There
all the
should be a
episodes.
fucking tally, dude. There should be a tally. Just fucking go through it. Y'all fucking bring it up all the time. I feel like when I come in here, we bring it up all the time. But like it's not a bad thing that we bring it up either. That's when we all fucking met for the first time. You know, it's like it's kind of a big deal. Like to bring it up again, that was like a fucking high. It was like really cool, really sick to like meet a bunch of internet friends and shit. You don't like that doesn't happen very often to have like a one convening place to have like a bunch of fucking people come together. But anyways, like going there and like doing like playing a little bit of a show in a little fucking like art space and like selling cassettes and records and shit. That was cool as fuck. That was a cool high, like especially for the vaporwave community. I don't think a lot of people talk about that either. Is that like that one moment in the first Electronicon, people talk about the second one a lot, but like the first one, that moment where like not Electronicon itself, the day before when everyone went to that little art space and like met each other for the first time and we're just like hanging out and like people were like selling like shit they made themselves. That's why the whole genre is cool. It's like, this is all shit we made ourselves.
There was a moment, I've probably talked about it before, but like, there's a moment when we were at dinner and I was looking around the table and I was like, I didn't go to high school with any of these people. In fact, none of these people live in my state. And there's 8 of us here. And I was like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
So that
it's just it was a magical moment, dude. It was
magical night.
Fucking big. Yeah, it was big as fuck.
I don't think a lot of people realize that there's an etching on my vinyls that says it was a magical night. And that is about Econ. That's what that word is from.
Yeah.
There you go, dude.
I hate George Clan, but man, did he I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I hate that fucking guy.
Whoa.
No, I'm kidding. It was a joke. It was a joke. Like,
my guy.
Do not clip that.
Someone's sending it right now, fucking shipping it over, dude. It's in his DMs right now, dude.
What a cameo recently.
No, but I
a
mean,
cameo?
3 motherfucker.
It sucks that like I mean I guess I'm glad it happened when it did, because even if it was like a couple months later, you know,
you boned.
Yeah, we would have been fucked. But I mean, you know, I'm hoping someone steps up to the plate and do another one next year, this year. You know, that'd be sick.
I'm getting ready. I bought like I have new gear. I'm ready. Like I said about like being inspired. Like I'm not inspired right now to necessarily work on some stuff, but I really want to like mix about a bit more and do a bunch of stuff that like maybe work with the stuff I already have for a bit. So I'm ready. I am excited. Like now, honestly, just talking about this again, it honestly helps. Like I said, I've been away from. I haven't talked to anybody. I haven't talked to Dan, Disco, Frank, John, anybody in the scene in like 2 or 3 weeks ish. You know what I mean? Like since the last episode. And I maybe that's why. Maybe I just like haven't
Step away.
Yeah. I've been missing it, but I've been playing WoW.
Wow.
Hey, you know, WoW, vaporwave. You know, it's a symbiotic relationship.
VaporQuest is coming back.
Vaporwave.
Oh god. But yeah,
I don't know.
When you're in it, it seems like so stupid that you would even think about leaving. But then when you're out of it, you're like, I could never do this again. I wouldn't care.
definitely talking about it right now is making me kind of nostalgic and want to like go back and do more shit. But like, yeah, I don't know. I definitely wanted I want to do more shit like IRL, more IRL shit. I definitely want, if I'm gonna like come back and do more shit, I want it to be like doing fucking live shows and shit, because that's something that like we've done a lot of the cool music shit already. We've made fucking vinyl cassette tapes, we've released music and stuff, but like a lot of us have never really done a bunch of like live shows.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of like the next step. If there's somehow some way like someone makes a festival, like a touring festival that like all of us can go on and like legitimately do and go for it and fucking like hit up a bunch of different cities that people talk about, like, yo, go to this city or this city. I look at my fucking Spotify, tons of people listen to my shit in Chicago. Like, let me go to fucking Chicago, dude. Let's go to fucking Chicago. Let's do a show.
I want to
like,
go to Chicago.
I want to go to Chicago,
I went to
dude.
Chicago a month after Econ to play a show, and I was just like living off that high of like, holy shit, New York was crazy. What about Chicago? And it was the fucking worst show I've ever played.
No.
Why?
Dude.
Because when you invite a bunch of fucking hipsters to a show, they all want to leave at 11 o'clock. So when you're headlining, nobody's fucking there. I was blown away. I was
That's
like,
bullshit.
dude, people, young internet depressed losers just want to fucking go home at 9 o'clock and tweet about how their life's boring or whatever. And I just remember like being like, just seeing that and being like, I'm quote headlining this. I think the person who booked me was like off a high of always in New York, and then it was like a very, you get there and it's like nobody knows who you are. No, like everyone's there to see like their friends from Chicago, and then your headline, and then it's like everyone's fucking gone. I remember seeing like it's like there was literally like almost nobody there. Cool space, cool guys and stuff. I won't say who, obviously. I'm appreciative of the opportunity. I went because I was like, I don't know who like what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna hang out with Icy because I stayed with Icy.
Yeah.
So I went either way just for hanging out with Icy in Chicago. But it was funny.
2019 was just an inspiring year.
Exactly.
True.
Full
It
of
was
passion.
great.
Then 2020 came.
I just
Full of burnout. I would say.
Yeah.
Burnout Paradise.
Dude, 2020 fucking the whole year kind of blew. You know what I was gonna
Hot
play
take.
I was gonna play that to bring it back. I was supposed to play a fucking show in Toronto, like legitimately fucking what was that show
Essential?
called? It was a Essential, yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna fucking go there, play. They were gonna pay for the fucking travel and everything. I was like, this is kind of hype. This is sick. And then COVID happens. I'm like, oh, this shit is probably not gonna happen. This is no longer hype. This is negative hype, dude. Oh man, dude, that was so fucking depressing to have that happen. Cause that's when I was feeling like this is lit. We did fucking econ last year. We did aesthetic nights. Gonna do this fucking essential thing. Then whatever happens after that's gonna be sick. And then it just didn't happen. It was fucking so sad. It was just so sad.
I went to a wedding, which was basically my first public outing since COVID started. Because I'm all vaxxed up, and I went to my friend's wedding, and I was sitting at a table with all my friends, and it was like a small thing, and so like we had speakers, and like we're just playing music, and I was just like, this is so different than like online. Like I think I talked up. I honestly felt almost like an idiot because I remember being like, I've talked up like, who gives a fuck? Stay online, fucking, you know, why am I trying to even like go out and do shit when like I realized that like staying online and doing this shit so much easier and so much no stress. And then I was out there and I was like, what a fucking idiot. This is so different. This is nothing like online. Fuck you. Like
It's so different. Just like being able to I think my favorite part of like doing shit live is like when you're on stage and then like if the sound is good, like when we did aesthetic nights, the sound was fucking good. They had really nice like subwoofers in there, really good speakers. The shit was sounding really, really good, and like the music was hitting exactly how I liked it.
Yeah.
So it was like to have that happen and to just be there and do that, so fucking nice, dude.
yeah.
I mean, there's definitely some shit from that show where I kind of like regret not doing. Like for my set, since my set was like mostly like fucking ambient, just like very chill vibes, a lot of the people weren't moving very much, which I expected. But a lot of people they for some reason they stood like fucking 10 feet away from the stage.
They did. Yeah.
I don't know why. I should have said something. I should be like, y'all, you can move closer. It's fine. Like come closer.
It's a weird thing where it's like you don't want to be the first one. I definitely have seen that happen a lot.
I should have said something. I was in the moment and I was like fucking like a little scared to like go up there and do shit, so I didn't say anything. So I just like started playing the music, but I should just be like, hey guys, you know, come closer. It's okay. I'm not gonna hurt you. You know.
That's another one of those moments.
Should have played the cha-cha slide and just did the 1 foot left foot.
Just keep 1 foot. Yeah. Keep
That's
coming
one of those
closer.
moments though. If you're on the mic, you're like, hey guys, I don't bite, come closer, and they don't, and you're like, okay, fuck you.
Fucking hell. True. Maybe it was a good moment that I just did not do that.
I've been to live shows with live bands. Like I used to like hang out with like a pop punk band in like 2013. We go to these shows, and some people just like or just either like I'm not gonna say they're not good, but like they just people don't know who they are or whatever, and they're just like kind of standing back. And their fans aren't there to fill in the beginning, and they're like, yeah, come on, move up, and just be like, no. It's like it sucks.
I think just in case, you should just make a song that's called "Come Closer."
Make a song called "Come."
Yeah, just straight up come, dude. They'll all come to the fucking stage immediately when you hit play on that song, dude. But yeah, no, I was gonna say, like, honestly, that crowd was like, they were really nice. They were all vibing to it. A lot of people in that crowd were like happy to see me and shit. But
yeah,
I just didn't say anything. So people just like they stayed put. No one moved closer. It was simple. Like if I was just like, yo, just come closer, I'm sure everyone would have came closer. But alas, nobody did. And the reason why I bring that up too is there's a video that my friend made. My friend Champ, he recorded a bunch of shit from the show. It's on I think it's on Pat's channel actually, the whole edit. There's like you'll see a clip of it when I start playing and he like pans to the crowd and I like freeze framed it and like put it in my friend's Discord, like our little friend Discord or whatever. And it's just the whole crowd kind of just standing there like 10 feet away from the fucking stage. They look like they're chilling and they're like intent and they're like vibing and looking at the shit that's happening because we had like visuals from Mike from Video Punks. Yep. And like it looked cool, but no one was getting fucking closer. But that was like, that's literally like my only regret from that show because it went off fine. Like the shit was chill.
Yeah.
But damn, I wish people were fucking closer. Every time I look back at the video, I'm like, God damn, dude.
I used to have this banner on my Facebook that was like this awesome shot of this local venue that has a sick ass booth. And I'm like up there and I'm like, yo. And my friend Mike took it. And it's the funniest shot because I used it. Not because it was super hype, but because it looks like it's super hype. Because I was talking to Mike and I was like, "Dude, if you turn that camera around, there is literally nobody there." And it's so funny. I was like, "This picture is so funny to me because it's literally like you were there on the floor taking the picture because you're my friend." And then I just remember this. But like, imagine if you took the picture from my perspective, it would just be one guy.
Exactly.
So fucking funny. That night was so weird.
When I see like performers and they're like banner pictures like them with a huge ass crowd, I was like, damn, I wish I had that kind of confidence.
You can tell if a venue's good if the picture is of them like and the crowd, that means it's a good turnout. If the picture's of just them, it means there's not a good turnout.
100%.
It's 100%, yeah.
Hey, a good picture's a good picture. I mean, if you look sick, even though there's no one in the crowd.
Can you imagine just being like, hey, guy, and there's just nobody there? Like, it'd be so funny. I should have taken that night, especially was weird because it was another night. I think I'm just cursed when I headline. Someone I know was like, yo, we're going to do like a weird one. And I'm like, okay. And they're like, you should just go weird. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, the vaporwave stuff, like just play stuff and we'll get other people to go weird. I was like, okay. So it was like 3D Blast and other people. And I get there and it was just all like dubstep people. And then I went on and I was like, so I'm just playing like what I'm playing. Like what the I'm not what? Why is it all dubstep? This isn't weird. This is regular. And then I remember people being like, they did not. It was like it was a trashy venue. And I was just being like, I go fuck. You wanted this.
They asked for it, dude. Mm-hmm. That was not your fault.
The booker wanted 100%. It. They wanted that shit. And they got it.
Yeah, dude. They got what they fucking asked for, dude.
My first real show. I mean, I didn't realize that all the people I was playing along with were playing like noise, or like not noise, but like noise
drone.
No,
I know what you're saying. No, I know what you're saying.
The music was that bad.
No. I mean, like it had no beat. It was just sort of like
noise, like the genre.
A modular synthesizer, fucking going.
Yeah, so some guy literally with pots and pans.
They had a baby play?
One of those.
Howie Pickles played live? Can you imagine if I went to a show and I saw a motherfucker with pots and pans, I'd be like, I would kick his ass. I'd be like,
whoa. Literally, just twisting knobs on his synth thing and just like
just imagine you going up to someone with pots and pans, you just take one of the pans and just bash him in the skull.
I had him like a cartoon where his face goes through the pan like And that's what's going to happen to you if you ever get burnt out. Full circle, baby.
Watch out.
Well, do we got anything to plug while we're on the way out? Then we can actually do our call-in show this week.
Yeah, let's do it.
John, I'll start with you.
John, yeah. Well, business casual this week. We had a new release from device operator Midnight Mirage. Really good if you like that. Still got a ton of talk about Burnout, talk about people not liking it now, but still got a ton of AOL vinyls, although online vinyls. So pick that one up if you like great music.
Pots and pans.
Pots and pans. And I think that's about it. I'm on Twitter. You know me.
Disc.
Hey, so there is a new Discoholics Anonymous Discord server. Get us 11 more members and we'll have 200 members.
You me already.
That is it.
Do you have anything?
You're not no, I said I'm talking to Discos. You're not going to put his Neo-Cities, or is that all in there?
Oh, that's all in there. I mean, you can also visit the Discoholics site. I'll put that in. What did you want to say?
With me, I'm trying to stream more. We definitely do Z-List on Monday. We beat The Last of Us 2, actually. We're done. And then I'm trying to edit. I'm editing little videos of me and my friends. You can check that. I have the YouTube channel right now. It's called 95% Online. So if you find it,
I like that.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'm trying to make more. I only have like 2 videos on there, and they're short and they're goofy and they're fucking MMO games that not everybody loves. But that's what I'm kind of having fun with right now. So check it out.
Your passion.
It's your passion. And Ruben, what's up?
The only thing I really have to plug is check out my stream, which is just twitch.tv/YokuRin.
Yeah, I'll type it.
I'm doing some TikTok shit, which is just like clips from my stream, and that I edit down, and then I also do like the edit down and do the subtitles and shit. I'll put that on TikTok. You can check that out. Same name on TikTok. And you can join my Discord and shit. I think if you go to yokurin.info, that's like my commissions page, where like all my fucking links are and shit. But that's pretty much it. I don't got much else to plug.
What's your TikTok name?
I think it's just YokuRin. It should just be YokuRin. Let me double check. I don't know if there's an underscore in there. There shouldn't be.
What did you just link?
Let me double check.
Yoku.
Yeah, it's YokuRin Yoku_Rin. That's what it is.
There it is.
Yeah, I was about to say that doesn't look like you. I don't know what the hell that is.
I don't know what the fuck that is. That must be someone who fucking yoinked the name before me.
Okay, literally the day before I make my TikTok account, someone yoinks my name. Literally the day before. I was I literally mentioned like, hey, can you like change your name? It's like a 10-year-old like, no, I don't want to change my name. and then they haven't uploaded them on it since, and I'm like, fuck you, you little.
She was a 13-year-old girl, John. Live it. Let it. Leave it. Well, everybody, we will see you in just a minute or two. If you guys want to call in, it's been a while since we've done this. So hopefully maybe Ruben is going to stick around for a little bit and answer. If not, we'll see. But we'll see you guys next episode with Godzilla. I don't fucking know.
Everyone wave.
Everyone wave. This is for the thumbnail.
This is for the thumbnail.
Great.
Goodbye.